if we were all the same? What if we were all the same? Good thing we're not. I'd like to welcome you to a quick, we'll find out, a segment of the Hour of Power, counting episode 31, Honesty. What a trivial thing, honesty. Are we not all correct in our views? Are we not all just and right in our own thought processes and perceptions? How shall I convince you of my truth and my rightness for supremacy? On my journey of awakening. Speaking of my journey, lovely Mr. Tony, if I recall, Mr. Tony, with your lovely beard, we met in Los Angeles in backyard open mic sessions, if I'm recalling the proper lad. And Sir Andrew Lord Yanker, the golden god of comedy, introduced us. And I met this gentleman, Andrew Yanker, in Venice Beach, California, with a strong desire and passion for comedy. Like Sir Tony, I believe you would host at times as well. It's been a little bit. Yes, that is you. I have good memory, my man. Thanks for joining in. This is the Hour of Power, episode 31, a quick segment here. We probably won't indulge in the full hour, but I just want to just be grateful. Gratitude is the key, and I would hang out with all these comedians. Yes, all true. All true. I'd hang out with these comedians. Andrew would invite me to these backyard open mics and other ones throughout town. And I'd get up there and I would just do some breathing exercises. And most times I would go last and it'd be late into the evening. So I would a little pregame for, yes, you are a great host. And you make me laugh. I love your posts on Facebook and Instagram. Thank you for your sense of humor, dear friend. And boy, at first, yeah, the group was like, what is this guy doing? You guys were funny. I would never consider myself funny, although I laugh at times. But what a great experience, and I appreciate you guys opening the door for me to speak freely and just do some breathing exercises. And I tried a couple times with some jokes. Success, everything's a success, even the failures, right? So I'm grateful to Los Angeles and grateful for Andrew Yanker and Mr. Tony here. They opened up the radio waves to me in Los Angeles as well, and which has led me to here at the KWNK 97.7 FM Reno community radio station, where I'm able to express myself on a free way and keeping it as honest as I can. And I just desire for the life of me to be the greatest version of me ever. Every moment of every day, and every day to improve upon that. And every day I feel like a failure, and I feel as I've succeeded in some things and experienced success. And along that journey, I feel as though we disappoint people, and not everyone likes us and likes our brand and our service. And how dare they? How dare they not like us? I feel as though dictatorship would be an appropriate thing for this Chad William Michael would love everyone to love him, but that is definitely not the case. And definitely not everyone approves of my methods of living and lifestyle and what I say. And I guess along that journey to becoming great, and to live out my career passion as an actor and entertainer, you just can't give two rats booty hinds. And the smallest of details comes up in life to face all these dark corners that you still need to dust. It's like for those who clean your toilets and or have provided a service of cleaning other people's toilets, you just don't really ever want to do it. I'd never be like, man, I'm craving to clean up the things around the toilet. You know what I mean? But life demands it. And if we don't deal with these things, they will fester. And we do not like that festering. For those who want to become extremely healthy, wealthy, and wise, and be great members of society, and be thriving actors, comedians, radio show hosts, whatever your passion is in life, I feel as though you got to dust every mother-loving nook and cranny in your life and in your mind. It's all a product of mind. It's a product of thought. And the more I accelerate in my program of life, these hidden dust bubbles come up to be faced. And I do not like every single... Let's get more comfortable since we are joining each other. First, gratitude. I'm thankful to be alive most of the time. Sometimes I think of Groundhog Day, and it's like, well, I could, or should I? And it's like, well, I gotta repeat it anyway, so why don't I just stick it out? Maybe take a nap. Right? For those who allow themselves to be quiet, allow themselves to be alone, for those of you that are sensitive and aren't numbed with all sorts of things, so that allow a sober, quiet mind to be observed, you start to observe a lot of craziness within the mind. And it's only legit if you got the microphone in there. Greetings, it is I, Sir Chad William Michael here, speaking here from the KWNK 97.7 Reno Community Radio Station here on planet Earth, floating in the Milky Way galaxy amongst the stars. And thank you for tuning in. We're live on Instagram. I take these videos later on and upload them to my YouTube channel, Chad William Michael. Some stories that he is so great. Hey, I heard when you're that great at something, you don't even have to introduce yourself. So as I become the greatest version of me and clean up my life and do my best to right my wrongs and heal the past, always doing the best I could with the information that I've had as a human being, and becoming more and more enlightened and alive. It's one breath at a time. And again, may I be pardoned by all those I have hurt or harmed, knowingly or unknowingly. And may I pardon all those that have hurt or harmed me, knowingly or unknowingly. I can either continue to be a victim, or I can just claim responsibility for all the things I've attracted in my life since the beginning of time and space, and move forward with it and become the person and the experiences I truly want to attract. So gratitude, if I'm going to blame people or things or circumstances, well, I should just blame it all the good, blame the good and the bad, the uncomfortable and the comfortable, all the unpleasant and pleasantries is important. Gratitude is my savior. And there are many stories, and we can go into this, and that on belief systems and who you think is what. And it's a it's cool. It's an individual journey, and for me, gratitude is a feeling. It's a relief, right? We can believe in any host of gods and goddesses and this, and that to save our souls. Um, it's a vibration. I just truly try to stand the vibration of gratitude, no matter what shiza sandwich is delivered to you, and take responsibility for attracting it. It's like the law of gravity. There's cause and effect. There's the law of change. So no matter where you are in life, just know that this too shall change. That is the wisdom that has been shared with me, and it's now and has been experienced in a conscious mind and an aware mind. Just one breath at a time. One breath at a time. We all have our stories of how we got here. And if I may just share a little bit of where I would like to be. First of all, a gold tooth is in order. Welcome, Rena Little Theater. I love you dearly. I really appreciate your presence and being around the corner here from the KWNK station. Reno Little Theater. Reno Little Theater, you are beautiful. Oh, Reno Little Theater. You are a great theater in the biggest little city in the universe. I've auditioned for a few seasons of shows, and I've had the pleasure and honor of having and being involved with 2 musical comedies at the Reno Little Theater. What an experience. It's a 100-seater theater here in town in Reno, and they have a great membership. They've been around, I believe, for 83 or 84 seasons now, longest standing theater in Reno, and they provide a beautiful, safe space to be who you really are. Oh, he's a great actor. No, 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 no. Let me correct you. I just am allowed to be me, and you hear this. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. In the theater, and as an actor, you are applauded to be you. It's the greatest thing ever. What a wonderful experience. I was introduced to acting in 2012. I've told the story before, but it's a fun one. I was in Hawaii on my first alone adventure and just looking for work, and Special Forces Commander needed to rescue the British Prime Minister from the evil clutches of Russian terrorists. And I said, well, I've watched enough Rambo and G.I. Jane. I could do it. So 2 weeks of filming with a student. It was a student film for 2 weeks of shooting Russians and kung fuing, and I had a great time. It woke up this passion in me for acting, and I said, wow, people do this for a living. This is insane. So went to Los Angeles, and so much rejection and so much fun on the exploration of knocking on doors and trying to figure out the game there. And I ended up walking into an audition for a theatrical production, an adaptation of Moby Dick, and ended up getting a main role with a few lines, and just always on stage and getting my first reel of being live, raw, uncut, and ended up starting to do open mics and just get really vulnerable, coming from the business world. I would always do presentations to businesses, and I was a salesman. So rejection wasn't an unfamiliar thing. Public speaking wasn't an unfamiliar thing, but I still wasn't comfortable with it. And and I'm still uncomfortable up there, that is the thrill. I feel of theater and open mics is feeling. You're feeling raw. You're feeling vulnerable, and you might as well have your clothes off. You're just like, wow, help, help, you know. May I encourage you to follow your passion, in respect to all beings, of course, because you will pay the price. Everything returns to us manyfold. Good seeds, bad seeds, they will return to me, us, one at one time or the other. And I highly encourage you to find out what you love to do and just do it with all your might and find that balance as we reprogram our minds to thrive and be healthy and happy in this new world of doing what you love and the services you provide to humanity and the planet. I feel like it's very important. It's very important for the success of planet Earth and our families and our friends and ourselves that we do what we love to do. And by golly, it's challenging, but it's been a 7-year journey for me since I started acting, and I love it. I love it. I feel I know where it's going, but I'm right where I am. It's a very humbling road. I feel like very much a student, and in my mind's eye, I'm a thriving, paid, highly paid entertainer. And through the portal of entertainment, I desire to bring joy and laughter and gratitude and the remembrance of how important each individual is and how being conscious about what we do and what we say really matters. It really matters what we think. I believe thoughts travel faster than the speed of light. And whether we see it or not, we're always speaking and creating. And the more I'm aware of my thoughts, I mean, wow, there's a lot of thoughts. To be present and grateful and cultivating the things desired and taking action upon these things is a full-time job. And I feel like a lot of us do. We'll just put that on pause for a moment and allow that to go. How may I serve you, planet Earth? How may I provide the beingness that will provide me a healthy, thriving, living, able to have a home, have time machines, have luxuries, the ability to give up and beyond, and to feel like I can get a beautiful 8 hours of deep sleep, safe, deep sleep, cupboards full of superfood, vitamins, the ability to give up and beyond to my family, friends, community, whomever, to do as I please in a healthy, harmonious way. How is that person? What does he think? How does he feel? How does he interact day to day with himself and all others? I'm out today. I believe usually the Hour of Power is broadcasted on 11 p.m. in the 11 o'clock hour on Sunday evenings. But it is a Friday, midday, 12:45 p.m. And just sharing the current news report. And I feel the current news report is whatever you focus upon. I have been privileged, esteemed privileged, to have a wonderful guest. His name is Del Toro, a great childhood friend of mine. Love you, man. I love you so much. He's tuning in here through the Instagram portal as we record the Hour of Power, episode 32 at the 97.7 Reno Community Space Station on planet Earth in the Milky Way galaxy. Dylan, aka Del Toro, has been a source of enlightenment throughout my childhood and young adulthood, and even my maturing years of my roaring 30s. I remember one time when Dylan got really good at this, we shared space together. He got out of the military, and he stayed with me for a while, and I had an extra bedroom in my apartment. And gosh, sometimes I just talked to him to get his wisdom. And Dylan was so good. He would say, "Well, what do you think?" And that was the whole point. Chad's ego, he was so dense, he didn't understand the art of conversation and listening. So he would always just implore people to. But Dylan, in his infinite wisdom, would say, "Well, what do you think, Chad?" And, whoa, my goodness, that was such a liberating thing. And he goes, "Chad, do you know what ego is?" And I said, "What? What?" I had no idea. I had never even heard of it. I think I was 20, what are we, 22, 23? And I don't even think it registered. And I started to explore, what is ego? And I'm still exploring that. What is the person? Is it the personality? Maybe it's the personality, right? Ego. I feel like ego is attached to Chad. It's definitely, and then the thought process, are we this infinite being of light and love in another place that's downloaded into this avatar suit? And my good friend Del Toro has been a great source of inspiration. I think of him often. And the aliens ate my homework in the third grade. And always in his body, but also available for wonder. Dylan, you've always been a source of wonder beyond what we could see. So thank you. I appreciate you. Beyond. Thank you. Shall we take a few deep breaths together? And this is the most important thing. We share frequency, sharing frequency via breath. And I think talk is one thing, and sharing word and physicality is a playtime. But breath, I feel like, is the most potent thing we can share. So if you so will, is to breathe with me, dear friend and brother. I love you dearly. I've been reminded that I am remembering. I am remembering. I am remembering. And I've been reminded lately, speaking of aliens ate my homework, there are many frequency channels and other beings out there. I believe, never met any of them, or have I? When you're ready for your next upgrade, when you're ready to learn more, to really learn more, I've been reminded to sit still in the silence, sit still with just breath, sit still with your own presence. And that gives the cue that you're available to receive more, like the real substance of more wisdom and information and cellular upgrade and evolution, sitting still in the source of meditation. Meditation, just focusing on the breath and observing. It's so easy and simple, and it is truly the best gift that I've been given as a humanoid, is breath and the remembrance of breathing. I'm grateful. I'm grateful for my teachers and other beautiful beings in my life that remind me to breathe and to be grateful no matter what arises. And we're able to share through the radio frequency of gratitude. If I'm remembered, if today was my last day on planet Earth, I would love to be remembered as the most ruthless, grateful, human being on planet Earth. And I have a lot of pride and gratitude. I feel like sometimes it's my shortcoming when I switch the lid and things disrupt my peace and harmony. And I'm like, how dare they? How dare they exist? How dare they be alive? And if I desire to be peaceful, I just need to observe the violent nature that I feel like is inherent in every human being, and the desire to dominate and control. I mean, I'm not too sure that everyone feels that way, but I have a lot of testosterone running through my body, and it's just this animal ritual to kill, eat, and that revolving, and to break that cycle consciously. And I have had to do it one breath at a time. And I remember the next level. It was my first 2 days on the silent retreat, and I saw these slugs on the ground, and it was like day 2 or 3 in silence out of 10. And I got down on my knees and I said, please forgive me for killing your uncles and aunts, dumping salt on slugs when I was a kid and killing insects and just murdering animals, just because we're all, we have this deep seed of animal in us too. And I was awakened on a deeper level that I was connected to these beings as well, and they were an aspect or reflection of me. And I was just self-hate, and I would just take it out on anyone around me with judgments. And we can't really get away with killing people, so like you just kill animals and insects. And I see these salt shotguns that people buy to kill insects that happen to come into your house. And at where I'm living now at my home, we have a harmonious bazooka, and it's you push in the suction thing and you suck up the insects and you let them go outside, instead of just like killing everything that gets in our way. I mean, what a disgusting thing. And a lot of that, you know, if you're offended, then there's some truth that needs to be sought out. But I mean, look around us and don't do it. But I'm sure still, what's going on in the world. Just so much disgusting brutalities and killing. And it's like, you know, there's more than enough for everyone. I still get judged because, I don't watch the news, and I really try to stay positive and look for the good in life. And it's like, you need to be realistic. And it's like, I am realistic. I'm choosing to bike ride, hike, meditate, yoga, work out, practice my arts and crafts in the theater, and do the things that bring me joy. I can spend all day studying politics. I can spend all day watching the news. I grew up in a home that did, in a church that really gave a lot of ear to the news stations. And no, thank you. It's not my preference. I go outside, and that's my news report. I lick my finger, and based on that, I put on certain clothes. I dress in layers. I bring water with me. I pack a lunch. Try to be as self-sustaining as possible. I try to give more than I take. I try to only take what I need and give more, and see where the service is and bring love and light to these areas of darkness within my own self. I mean, if we are all one and we're all connected, then I'm just as responsible for all the war and hatred in this planet than the warlords of this planet. So I must become the change I want to see in this world. So it starts with one breath at a time, as my other aspects of my life heal financially, relationship wise, with finances and money and business and relationships, and following through with my word and my intentions. It can be very challenging. It's like I feel like I mean what I say, and then when I can't deliver, I retract to under promise and over deliver, and try not to say too much, but just do it. Just give. And I truly desire to be a blessing And I feel like I just want to leave you with that. I wanted to keep this as a shorter segment of the Hour of Power, episode 32, I believe. I am grateful. I'm grateful for these airwaves. I'm grateful for the US of A, United States of America, as silly as we can be. Everyone's silly. Everyone's has ignorance, and let's think well of one another. Let's think well of our leaders and just know that they're doing the best they can, even if we agree with them or not. And we can't control others. All we can do is control ourselves. And I really just point to myself. I really, truly desire to be a great human being. And that's where I'm at. I've got a lot of healing to go. I'm healing with planet Earth. I know there's a lot of light that still needs to go into my brain. And definitely a new gold tooth would be a fantastic way to start. And a financially free life, debt-free life. I love cash trade. I love supporting healthy things that the United States of America government provides services for. So taxes can be a wonderful thing. And being financially responsible is a huge goal of mine. I'm just really trying to follow my joy and passion into respect to all beings. And I feel like that longevity is a prosperous and fruitful life. In the meantime, doing my best not to explain myself to people too much or defend myself as I try and figure it out. Just be the example you want to receive and see in other people. So absolute blessings from the 97.7 Reno Community Station, Space Station. And thanks for tuning in. Thank you for all our members. Thank you for the Reno community. Thank you for Planet Earth. Thank you, United States of America. Thank you, Planet Earth and all its beings. I desire to be a friend of all countries and states. And I desire to be one of the greatest hosts of all time. Not just on planet Earth, but I feel maybe in a future not too far away, we may be easy space travel and to other planets with other beings. That'd be really cool to be an ambassador of planet Earth in this human suit. And hey, he's a peaceful guy. Chad William Michael's a peaceful guy. He brings bicycles to us, and he just wants to play. He truly wants to play. He wants real friendships, unconditional loving friendships, and he's starting here now. So if you see me out and you want to just give me an unconditional hug, I'll receive that. I'll receive that from you. I love you as much as I know how. Some of you make it difficult, so keep breathing, and we'll find each other in a harmonious state of mind. Bless you. Ciao. Auf Wiedersehen. До свидания. Adios, amigos and señoritas. Great success.